Yeah. I've shot birds that exploded like that. I've shot chickens with a 50 caliber rifle before. They kind of just explode.
No, that's just a waste of food.
Of course, I've told this before, and I have less.
I think your dad had a couple dozen chickens.
That squirrel I hit with the 9mm, it did. It was perfect shot right through its like ear almost.
Dome shot. Yeah.
There was hardly any. Like the exit wound was a little bigger. The entry wound was a very clean. Like I thought it might have been an ear at first, and I'm like, no, this thing over here is the ear. This is just a brand new hole I made for him.
Yeah, Full Metal Jacket won't really. Especially, it won't blow stuff up. I don't know.
It's a pistol. A lot.
Yeah.
Kyle knows
I watch
this.
a lot of those, like, I don't know, people getting shot on YouTube videos. I saw one the other day where this guy came into a barber shop and tried to rob the place. And it was like something out of a movie. The guy getting his hair cut, he's got like the thing draped over his whole front. He's got a gun on though. So he's able to get the gun up under that thing and just shoot through it. Without aiming, he's shooting through the thing they drape over you to get your hair cut, and you can see the bullets going through the bad guy and hitting a glass mirror that's behind him because he's shooting Full Metal Jacket. It was fucking cool.
How disabled was the bad guy?
He shot him in the spine. I'm glad you asked. And the bad guy's crawling away with only the front part of his body working. It was a good laugh.
Good shot. Well, I mean, fuck him, but
PKA stat. But I read that something like 85% of gunshot victims or pistol shot victims survive. Like, you think it's a laser, like a touch of death, right?
Yeah.
But pistols especially, they don't do as much damage as you might be thinking. Pistols are pistols and rifles are rifles, and the damage they do are very different categories. I think.
Oh, yeah. No, that's definitely true. Yeah, it depends on ammunition big time, too, because, like, Full Metal Jacket just kind of goes in and out. Yep. It doesn't do a whole lot more damage, in my opinion, than, like, spearing somebody with something that's pretty thin, unless it starts tumbling and bouncing off bones, which bullets do.
A remote poking device, like a ice pick from a distance.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to use Full Metal Jacket for self-defense rounds.
No,
right?
you want nice hollow points.
Yeah,
they prevent pass-through, they do more damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just that seems almost like a common sense thing. But I guess, hey, guy getting his hair cut, you can use whatever you want.
State by
a lot of people are cheap. You can buy a bottle.
I had hollow points. Oh, go ahead. You go.
You buy a box of 50 Full Metal Jacket for $16 in 9mm, whereas like, what do those things come in? Like a box of like 20 hollow points is going to be like $30 or something for like the really good shit. So, but you don't shoot those things for fun. That's the difference,
Yeah, you just load that up.
You don't shoot them at all. Like I've had plenty of hollow points that like I was just like, well, yeah, those stay in the magazine. I'm like. And then you go somewhere to like a shoot and somebody like, hey, can I shoot your pistol? And forget, you hand them your pistol loaded up with $1.20 a round 45. And he's just like plinging them away. And I remember halfway through and I'm just like 240, 360, 480. Just counting the money go away.
What was I going to say? Pistols.
Hollow point ammo.
Oh, yeah. It goes by state. I went to New Jersey. And in New Jersey, in North Carolina, a hollow point is considered polite and responsible, right? If you hit something with a hollow point, people maybe not know it. It sort of mushrooms out, the bullet gets wider, and it stays in what it hits. It doesn't tend to pass out the other side, or if it does, it's much less velocity and dangerous. With a Full Metal Jacket, it stays bullet-shaped and just pokes out the other side quite quickly, and it can hit two people. You can get collaterals with the Full Metal Jacket. In North Carolina, a hollow point is considered like the responsible gun owner's round. You only want what you're hitting to have damage, not what you're hitting and all the things behind it. Yeah, in New Jersey, they consider hollow points cop killers. And anyone who has that is some sort of murderous outlaw. So
that's retarded.
It is retarded, but they're illegal, I think, unless it's changed. This is a while ago.
No, well, there was an episode of Sopranos that focused on that at one point. That's how I know that they're like a big deal in New Jersey specifically. But yeah, Georgia's, you do whatever you want. There's the bullets explode. Actually, yeah, they do explode. They have a small amount of high explosive in them. Cool.
Can I watch?
These must have come from Florida.
Is that tungsten? Yeah, it is. What do you shoot through with that? Bulletproof vests, armored personnel carriers, plate armor, 8 people, whatever.
Tungsten will punch through all that.
The way that it's in the bullet, I'll show you what the bullet looks like.
Because I know tungsten, what is it like? Is it one of the densest or one of the hardest?
Tungsten carbide. Yeah,
something.
It's one of the hardest.
So it'll just rip through steel.
It will. Oh, this is exactly it. Let me try it. I'll tell you when I've got it.
Yeah, if there's a video, I want to see.
I've got videos, but you need a timestamp. This is what the round looks like.
And that red bit, is that the tracer?
I believe there's
that
probably
point is the tungsten, right?
So that is slap T, which the slap part is describing the tungsten part, and the T refers to the tracing element in it. Now, I believe the tracing element is behind that red part you're seeing. The red part is actually a plastic sabot around the slug, and it is at 50 caliber. And this is a 50 caliber BMG round. It's meant to be shot through a 50 caliber rifle. However, the slug, the actual tungsten penetrator, that's the projectile, is 30 caliber. So you're shooting this. You're getting all that firepower of a 50 BMG round put behind a 30 caliber round, and it'll go through anything I've ever put it up against. I've never found what would stop it. I would take these AR-500 steel plates that are meant to stop like 30 caliber rounds. You can shoot them all day. Like
with a 30 and it just does nothing.
I've strapped them on before and dinged 9mm off myself. You feel so safe looking at these things. That you're like, yeah, it'll be fun. Ping, ping.
Still sounds
ping.
dangerous, but carry on.
It was dangerous.
Yes.
But
hey, shoot me! Yes.
Nobody would ever shoot me.
I wouldn't shoot you.
Yeah. Why would you? Why would you take that risk of manslaughtering me?
Yeah. It's like, Kyle, look, I know how well I shoot, and there's a good chance I'll hit the armor. I'll admit, but there's a chance I won't.
Yeah, that's stupid to do. I would always shoot myself. I wouldn't want to put that.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be dumb.
I wouldn't want to put that on you. I'll be dumb if it's me, but I don't want to be dumb for you. I want.
What are you in for? So maybe tell the story again.
Let's just watch the video. All right, boys, come on, cue up.
Wow, 35 million hits, huh? By the time you're out of here, it'll clear 50.
At least.
Well, it's got 35 years to get there. So.
But
yeah, you can see by the price of that round. That's $45 per round.
One round.
Yeah, I ran into a guy in Texas who just gave me a whole bunch of them. So I just always had a bunch of them to use for specialty stuff. Like whenever I was testing armor, or I can't think of all the stuff. I think I shot an engine block with one once. Like I would save them for cool stuff.
It's a problem with there are a lot of guns where you say, oh, this gun and that gun are relatively similarly priced. Same stratosphere, but one shoots $5 bills and the other shoots quarters. That makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 338 Lapua, $5 a shot. For the cheap stuff, and I had that 338 Lapua AR with a 10-round magazine, so you'd put 1 in the pipe, 10 in the mag. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Woo! $55 gone. Give me another mag.
It wasn't $55 worth of fun, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, right?
No, it wasn't. Not at all is it $55 worth of fun. Unless you're fighting a whole bunch of insurgents at 900 meters, I guess. But otherwise, I was shooting a beer keg at 30 yards. It's like
22, you can just be like, this is basically free. And just
yeah, I have a 22 lever action, and I am rootin', tootin' cowboy. I need my ladies' cowboy hat and some chaps, and I'll be.
Is it a Henry?
It is, yeah.
Nice. Those are such cool retro guns.
Really
the lever
like
action is so tight.
It turns out I think that's my favorite action. I don't know, whatever. If I were to cosplay, it'd definitely be cowboy. Probably as a guy cowboy, but I'm halfway through the costume now, so
no, I want to be a Westworld whore.
If you ever decide to buy yourself a machine gun, not only because it's honestly a legitimately good investment, one thing about gun rights, they're not going to give any back. They might take some more away. They're not going to give any back. They're not going to legalize machine guns. So those pre-86 machine guns represent a known quantity. There's only so many that we know where they are and who has them. They're registered. So if you have a machine gun, it's only going up in value because every now and then one of them breaks.
Isn't
or
the
gets
license
lost.
like $3,000 a year though, or something? Like, am I
No,
exaggerating? $1,000 a year?
I'm talking about transferable pre-86 machine guns. You pay a $200 tax stamp and a very expensive price. Like a Mac 11 is like, last time I checked, a couple years, about $4,000 or $5,000 for a full automatic machine pistol.
That's not bad.
What does that shoot? What kind of rounds does that shoot?
The one I was shooting shot 10 millimeter, I think.
What about a rifle? Is there a fully auto rifle? How much would that cost? What would it be?
Expensive. What I was going to recommend is this gun. I'm gonna link it momentarily. So this is an AM-180. It is legitimately an investment. It is absolutely the coolest machine gun I ever shot. This is a fully automatic 22 caliber machine gun with what I remember to be a 450 round drum magazine that goes on the top. It shoots 22 long rifle at a rate of fire so fast, it sounds like it's vibrating. It just goes.
That's awesome.
It's incredible.
18 grand, huh?
I
Yes.
need it.
Like I said, very expensive.
Taylor needs it.
And again,
Credit card information.
But there's a lot of here's a Sten gun, like a World War II shitty British machine gun. It's 12 grand.
Those look cool though.
I'm already sold on the first one, to be honest with you.
But the things that you were mentioning, like an M4, like an M16A1 or something like that, you're looking at $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, something like that.
Ruger 1022, $20,000.
Is it the one I linked?
It was the one you linked for me. In the bottom right was this Ruger 1022 right under it. Here, I'll link it then.
On my screen, I see a Beretta BM59 7.62.
In the Discord.
Okay.
I don't understand why it's special.
Yeah, that's even more expensive than the cool gun.
This is in rail style lever with Hogue over both.
Marked down from 22,000.
I'm guessing this is fully automatic and transferable somehow, but I didn't think they were made 1022s pre-86. That's my only guess. This is a transferable, fully automatic 1022.
Okay.
But that would be news to me. I don't know a ton about 1022s, but I would have assumed that they were not made pre-86. But it is listed here in transferable machine guns. But yeah, you can see like some of the stuff.
$44,000 M16. $44,000 M16.
Yeah,
Jesus.
they're only going up in value again. Like they truly are. There's no circumstance in which
right. You said gun rights don't come back, and I'm like, I feel like concealed carries come back. Some stuff has,
sure,
but fully auto, I'm with you. Silencers, I might not be. I can imagine a world where Republicans have enough control that they make silencers legal.
They are they are not an NFA item. Would be the step. They're legal for hunting here in Georgia.
Right. I said it incorrectly, and I didn't know that actually. But
yep.
Yeah. Now, if people don't know, you can have a silencer, but it takes a special tax stamp, and there's a whole bunch of paperwork hoops to jump through that prevent most people from getting them.
Another thing that's cool to buy are destructive devices, and there's a lot of things that fall within that realm. Technically, a Molotov cocktail is a destructive device that needs to be registered. That's why I never really did a Molotov cocktail video. But I'm looking here. You can get things like the Street Sweeper shotgun was designated a destructive device. You can get one of those for $2,000. But what's really cool? There's a fucking Lottie L39 20 millimeter rifle in here for $9,000. There's an Anzio Ironworks 20mm rifle with a suppressor on it for $9,000. I know the guy that makes those, and a lot of 40mm grenade launchers.
I bought a Everclear like a couple weeks ago to use to make hand sanitizer, and then like hand sanitizer ended up arriving, and so I used it, like mixed it with soap to like make a like disinfectant spray thing if I ever ran out of that. And every time I see the bottle, though, because it has like warning, flammable, do not fuck around with this. It's 190 proof, so that's 95% alcohol. And every time I see the bottle, all I want to do is make a Molotov cocktail just to see what would happen. Like, I would never do that.
No,
because I go to
not.
prison for a long time.
But you could do it without filming it.
I want to know. And throw it in my backyard.
Yeah, nothing much happens.
Really? Wouldn't the alcohol get everywhere? Or I guess maybe the alcohol would burn up so fast.
Well, you'd want to use gasoline, or actually you'd want to use gasoline and thicken it up a little bit by dissolving. Well, you need benzene. So you buy yourself a bottle of benzene off of Amazon.
Styrofoam thing to make like napalm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bunch of YouTube videos on that. Doesn't seem like there should be.
For educational purposes only.
Educational. Just in case you're doing a bunch of math and you think, I want to blow something up.
I haven't